The big worry for me when I watched Chelsea, and especially against Spurs on the weekend, was some of the body language from some of the players. Even Enzo Fernandez, he's been outstanding since he signed for Chelsea, but even he sort of looked a bit fed up with his teammates, and the lack of connection between them. Sterling's making runs and no one's finding him. Players are trying to play 1-2s and they're not used to playing with each other. And I think he's under pressure, but we don't know what the owner wants. The owner might look at it and think, you know what, he's had a lot of players. Let's give him to the end of the season, gets a good pre-season, gets rid of the dead wood, the players that aren't good enough to play for Chelsea. Then he can work with these players in pre-season. Then he's got 10 games. After 10 games next season, if they're not up there fighting for the title, then you get rid of him. So we don't know what the owners are looking at. But for me, these players just look a bit lack of confidence, lack of chemistry between them. And look at Havertz. I mean, he saw, 2 managers off? He's not doing anything. He's not number 9, he's not number 10. He's not holding the ball up, he's not scoring goals. Loftus-Cheek hasn't performed for ages for Chelsea. So some of these players need to get their finger out and start putting in performances and not just blaming the manager for everything.
Ali, can I ask you a question about Aubameyang?
Sure.
That's, I think, really dividing the fan base, because there's a lot of them going, look, he's a proven goal scorer. It doesn't matter what he's doing, get him involved in the team. As an Arsenal fan, I feel a certain way about it. And I can imagine, or you can understand probably which way I'm leaning towards. But if you really need goals, what do? Do you bring Aubameyang in? Start it?
Well, the first thing you've got to say, there clearly has to be a reason that he's not bringing Aubameyang in, right? So you can make it that what you will. I don't know the reason, but he's not playing him for some specific reason. You look at the team just now, and he probably is your best or your most out-and-out centre-forward, your most number 9. You mentioned Nkunku's coming, who I saw last year, and he looks an excellent player. But why is he not playing Aubameyang? Is it because he doesn't think he deserves a place? He doesn't think he's going to be there long? I would say, and we're only making opinions from the outside looking in, I think Aubameyang would be one of the first to go. I think Potter would want rid of him. Because if you're not going to play Aubameyang now, when you're crying out for a goal, when are you going to play him?
What do you think on that, guys?
Yeah, I just think that sometimes, Ali, you don't know what's happening in the training ground.
That's what I mean.
Has he been left out of the Champions League squad and thrown his dummy out? Has he not been putting the work in training because he's annoyed at not getting game time? Maybe Potter's looking at that and thinking, okay, I'm not going to play him because he's not working hard as the Havertz in training and stuff. But Aubameyang is not the answer. We saw what happened at Arsenal. He's not the answer, is he? But when players like Havertz isn't scoring goals, then you sort of got to give him a chance, haven't you? I mean, against Spurs, Ali, brought him on the 83rd minute.
Yeah.
Aubameyang's probably like, come on, what's happening here? Give me a chance. Let me prove that I can still score goals. But he needs to pick his best 11, Ali.
Yep.
Best 11 and give him some game time.
That's exactly what I said.
For 2 or 3 games, Badiashile plays centre half. Next minute he's out. Do you know what I mean? Like pick your best midfield 3 and stick with them. If that's Mason Mount, if it's Gallagher, if it's Loftus-Cheek.
Gabby, I said the exact same.
Play the same. Mudryk, he's come in, few bad games, then he hasn't played, and then you got Felix is their top player, but then you got Ziyech not performing. Pick your best side and give them 3-4 games in a row.
Is it tricky when you aren't winning though? And is that the temptation when you're not winning games, going, well, that hasn't worked, so I've got to try something else? Because if he doesn't know his best side, how can he stick there and say, right, let's try this if he's not winning? But
the fact of the matter is, he's got to show a bit of stability, right? Because they're all over the place right now. I mean, 4 goals in 11 games. I've only won 1 in 11, 2 in 15. I mean, dear me. I mean, I cannot actually believe those statistics. I'm looking at that Chelsea team at the weekend, right? Now, you can lose a game. But when you've got a team, let's get James, Silva, Koulibaly, Chilwell, Fernandes, Loftus-Cheek, Ziyech, Felix, Sterling, Havertz. You've got a bench, Fofana, Zakaria, Mount, Mudryk. You should be winning more than 1 game in 11, right? So the fact of the matter is, the squad is, I think we said, was it 31 players, right? He's going to have to whittle that down and work during the week with 20 players and know what his starting 11 is going to be, and give or take a wee change here and there. he has to show a bit of stability and a bit of courage in his own mind to what his best team is and what he can work with.
I don't remember ever training with more than 20, 21 players because it didn't work for the manager. You had some first team players training with the under 23s because there were too many numbers.
Yep.
Okay.
talkSPORT Breakfast with Laura Woods, Monday to Wednesday morning 6 till 10 on AM, on DAB, via the talkSPORT app and on your smart speaker. talkSPORT.